Well, hey guys, my name is Fernando, and today we're taking a look at the Shire map on Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm was recently released in a full version, and a lot of people are playing it, and they're struggling to realize, the big differences between the maps, because that's one of the most unique parts of Heroes of the Storm. It's not like other MOBAs on the market where there's only the one map and you excel at individual features. This is all about team play and objectives, and the battlegrounds mechanics are some of the most important. So we're going to do a quick overview of Shire for new players. We'll talk about the objectives, when to do what, and basically how to not lose. All right, because how to win it's probably a bit too advanced for the new player, right? So the ways to exploit this map. All right, here is the map. First thing you need to understand is that there is 3 lanes, right? We'll zoom in a bit here. The bottom, top, and mid as normal, right? Most games feature a MOBA style with this. The mid lane is very short compared to most traditional maps, and especially compared to other games. The halfway point is very, very close. And this is important because in the middle, you'll see the Dragon Knight himself, all right? So the main objective of this map is summoning this Dragon Knight. And many people will say that getting the Dragon Knight is less important than preventing the other team from getting the Dragon Knight, because whomever does get the Dragon Knight gains a significant advantage. I would say this is the prototypical map of Heroes of the Storm for this reason. It's got 3 lanes and an objective that doesn't actually change much in the game. It just allows you to advance siege, which is typically a difficult part to get through in most MMO or most MOBAs anyway. Sorry. So in the top and bottom lanes, you'll have one of these shrines. Okay. These shrines allow you to summon the Dragon Knight when both are taken for your team. So, for example, getting the top is useless if you don't also have the bottom. But like I said, the best approach is to simply deny it from the other team. So you should never trade the Dragon Knight, or especially trade one shrine for an objective. For example, there's a lot of mercenaries on this map. And this is kind of like this is one of the rare situations where mercenaries aren't a good idea to try to go for. These ones here, these bruisers, these guys will eat up a lot of lane. They'll kill the minions and they'll siege a tower pretty well. But going and getting them instead of doing the objectives is a very, very, very bad choice. Whenever the shrines are active, you want to have lane. You want to have a good presence in the lane, and you want 2 strong players in each. And you want to try to control the middle. Now, a good example here is early game. You'll have 2 on top, 2 on bottom, and then 1 in the middle, right? This is just to soak experience mostly. There's no reason to worry about that. 40 seconds into the game, the shrines will spawn, all right? And once they do, you need to brawl for them. You can't simply let the other team get them. You need to contest, because if both lanes go uncontested for the other team, then it's only up to mid. There's a few options here, right? If you're in a really poor matchup, like say you're playing quick queue and you simply can't win your lane because it's just, it's 2 healers or something that they just can't bully the other team out well enough, then you could try to gank bottom, all right? So for example, you could submit top and go bottom with those 2 people. If 4 people go bottom, it should be a win. But this causes the seesaw back and forward. So it's going to be very, very... It's similar, in fact, a lot to... If you guys ever played AB in World of Warcraft, Alterac Basin, or Arathi Basin, the mechanic is very similar. Sometimes you want to rush one node to overwhelm the team, and especially if you can get kills on it, then it's absolutely worth it. If you can guarantee 4 of you going bottom will get 2 kills and the shrine, then it was definitely worth it. But if you go down here, if one of you dies, you don't decisively clear the other team out, and they're still uncontested top, then not only are you losing experience, but you're probably losing the objective as well. The other option is just flood mid. I've seen this done a lot competitively as well. People just completely ignore the top and bottom. They'll leave one person top and bottom here and there to soak experience, and they'll just send the other 3 mid. Not only does this keep presence off the Dragon Knight, makes the other team pretty much not possible to do it, but it forces a fight. They can't get the Dragon Knight, even though they have both shrines, without winning a fight. And if you're confident in your team's ability to win fights, like perhaps you have great alts like ETC and Kel'Thas or Jaina, then you could pretty much win any team fight, especially early, like if you're level 10 before they are. As long as you're soaking, it's a very real possibility. And like I said, the main objective should always just be stopping them from getting the Dragon Knight. The second you overextend on the shrines and go too Rambo to try to get them, you're going to lose the game. Now, there's a lot of minute, like, small things you could do, like people consider Abathur, ETC, Brightwing, and Murky really good for this because Murky and Abathur especially, they're a constant presence, and Abathur can actually deep tunnel to the shrine and get it when there's nobody there, or even deep tunnel to the Dragon Knight and get it when there's nobody there. Like, there was just an ace, like 4v5, and they won, and, the other team's dead. Well, he can go and get this Dragon Knight, and he's pretty effective for this. It's a very good utility. And same with Murky. If you put your egg maybe like somewhere by this bush over here to the right, then you could easily just get right back into it. Or, you could even put your bush or your egg down here by these mercenaries. A lot of people just ignore those mercenaries, and then that allows you to just go right back to it, pretty much preventing the other team from ever not having a good presence there. Yeah, so those are the best options. I would definitely recommend early game, wait those 40 seconds, try to win your lane. A good idea is try to brawl early. If you say, it's maybe, I don't know, let's see, Muradin and Uther top, all right? Good stuns, they could really lock down. The other team has 2 assassins top. Well, I would definitely try to get a brawl early, the first 25-30 seconds of the game. If you can get a kill or even force them to retreat, that's very good, because then you have 10 seconds to back and get back to the lane, leaving you with full health. A lot of the time, especially in quick queue or even in competitive play, people just don't have that forethought to say, I know exactly when this is going to spawn, I'm going to play around that. If you do that, you're going to be very successful. So that's pretty much everything. Once you get the Dragon Knight, it's very easy to siege forts. He has abilities that do a lot of damage to forts. It's called Rubble Maker, a passive. It's also has a ability that knocks people away. You can use this guy to team fight if needed. For example, 2 of your guys are dead. It's you and 2 assassins alive. Well, you can go in there, knock their tank away, fire breathe on the team, and then start hitting one of their assassins or their support. You could win a team fight like that. It's not, people are going to say you should only siege because it does so much more siege damage. But say you're through to this, this third level here, and it's 3v5. Well, if you can actually kill 2 or 3 of their guys, you would have a much better time sieging, and it would be a higher net damage dealt to the siege because your teammates would actually be able to siege as well, instead of them kind of like poking and fighting and trying not to die 2v4 or 2v5, whatever it is. So that's that. I would definitely recommend this map as one of the best ones. If there's ever a reason to pick it, this is the prototypical map. So if you guys have any questions about the map, let me know. But if not, we're going to keep moving on.